Have you ever seen a Labubu doll? That innocent, chubby toy with its big round eyes and silly smile, loved by children and collectors all over. It looks harmless, soft, even comforting. But behind those bright eyes and soft fabric hides a darkness so deep it can twist your mind, a curse so terrifying that once you hear this story, you may never want to see that doll again. The story begins decades ago, when a small toy company in Asia designed the Labubu doll to be a symbol of childhood joy and innocence. They wanted a cuddly companion for children to hug and love. It was an instant hit. Kids everywhere had a Labubu doll by their side. But soon, strange things started to happen. Children who owned the doll began suffering nightmares so vivid, so horrifying, that they would wake up screaming in the dead of night. Some claimed the doll moved on its own when no one was looking. Others whispered that it called their names in voices only they could hear. At first, the company and parents thought it was just imagination, the kind of stories children invent in the dark. But then, the nightmares turned darker. Children started disappearing. No explanations. No clues. Only empty beds and the soft, creepy smile of the Labubu doll sitting quietly on the floor. It wasn't a coincidence. Something evil was bound to that doll. The truth, the terrifying truth, is that the Labubu doll is not a toy at all. It's a vessel. Long ago, a secret cult, obsessed with dark rituals and forbidden knowledge, performed an ancient ceremony. Their goal, to imprison a malevolent spirit, a demon known as Babari, inside a physical object, something that could contain its rage and hunger. They chose the doll. The cult's ritual bound Babari deep inside the Labubu doll's fabric and stuffing. By day, the doll seemed harmless, a simple toy. But at night, when the house falls silent, Babari awakens. This demon feeds on fear, especially the fear of children. When a child hugs the doll or even speaks to it, Babari senses the soul and begins to torment the child, whispering terrifying secrets, showing dreadful visions, and turning their dreams into nightmares from which there is no escape. Babari's hunger grows with every frightened scream. Eventually, the demon drags the child's soul into the hollow of the doll's body, trapping them forever. And if you think the horror stops there, think again. The doll can multiply. Every time Babari claims a soul, a new Labubu doll appears somewhere else, on another child's bed, in another family's home. The curse spreads like wildfire, and there's no end in sight. Many families who experienced this curse have come forward with chilling stories. One mother said she woke up to find the doll's head turned towards her, its silly smile stretched unnaturally wide, almost mocking her. Her son was missing the next morning. Another family reported hearing lullabies sung softly by the doll in the middle of the night. When they rushed to check, the doll was motionless, but the air felt heavy, suffocating. A disturbing video surfaced online, grainy, shaky footage of a Labubu doll's eyes slowly opening by themselves in a dark room. The doll's mouth moved, as if whispering, but no sound was recorded. Police investigations uncovered strange burn marks inside the doll's fabric, as if something had tried desperately to break free but was trapped, screaming silently. What's worse, no matter what people do to get rid of the doll, the curse refuses to die. Burn the doll, and ashes scatter, but days later, new dolls appear in other homes, sometimes with more sinister expressions, eyes glowing faintly in the dark. Bury the doll, and it's found weeks later, sitting quietly on the child's bed, as if it had never been disturbed. The only hope, the only whispered rumor, is to find the original Labubu doll, the very first one made during that cult ritual. It's said that destroying the original doll with a counter-ritual could break the curse forever. But no one knows where that original doll is. Some say it was lost in a fire that killed the entire cult decades ago. Others believe it still roams somewhere, waiting for its next victim. And here's the most terrifying part. Once you know about the Labubu doll's curse, it can find you. There's an old warning passed among those who fear the doll's curse: say the name Labubu 3 times at midnight, and you invite Babari's attention. People who have done this report hearing soft giggles outside their windows, cold hands gripping their ankles while they sleep, and in the morning, the doll is always there, sitting silently, watching. So if you ever see a Labubu doll, don't touch it. Don't speak to it. Because the moment you hug it or answer its silent call, Babari will begin to feed, and before you know it, you will disappear, leaving behind only a new doll with a wider smile, waiting for the next innocent soul. Would you dare keep a Labubu doll in your room tonight? Silence. If you listen closely in the dead of night, maybe you'll hear it whisper your name. That's the true horror behind the Labubu doll.